Hey everyone, welcome back to BBT Tech. Today, we're going to be looking at the 7V keyboard designed by Gok, who's very well known for his minimalist designs on his keycaps in the hobby. The 7V embraces a very minimalist design approach as seen with its clean lines, minimal branding, and a more squared-off boxy design language. The top and bottom case are made of aluminum, and the weight and the badge are made of a raw stainless steel. Another thing that separates this keyboard from many other 75% keyboards is the fact that it's using a PCB style leaf spring mount. Normally all current keyboards, or let me say the majority of keyboards, are utilizing a plate mount, which can feature a top mount, bottom tray mount, or a gasket mount. However, this is using its PCB. There were also PVD logos available for the weights, but for today we only have the stock raw stainless steel materials. Moving forward with the unboxing of this keyboard, as something you would expect with a keyboard of this caliber and the price range you're paying, you can see that the box is very clean with only a 7V logo on the top and the group by runners and configuration specification on the right side of the box. So as mentioned earlier, this is indeed a 75% keyboard with the 7-degree type angle. There were 4 different color options offered during the keyboard's group buy and in-stock purchase: a black, blue, gray, and an E-white, which is what we have here today. Within the box, you can get everything you're going to need to build this keyboard, such as the PCB, plate, Type-C USB daughter board, polycarbonate plates were also offered, but we only have the aluminum here today. And then you get your center screws, case feet, and gaskets. Another thing is you also get a thin sheet that acts as a spacer between the case and stainless steel. And then at the bottom, you'll find included 6U stabilizer wire for the keyboard, which is pretty unique to the keyboard itself, since most keyboard group buys don't usually offer a 6U spacebar or even 6U compatibility, so that's a nice thing to see. And then the keyboard itself is also wrapped with a nice microfiber cloth. And as for the build, I generally just follow Gok's build guide on his drive link, and I'll link that down below if you guys want to follow along. I do have some things to talk about during the build process that I did notice from my keyboard, such as the plate foam shrinking. This seems to be a very common problem for the 7V, and it's not really a huge hassle, but it did slow down the process quite a bit putting everything together. I also did notice that when snapping off the PCB from its breakaway tabs, I did find it a little bit skeptical, since I was really worried about potentially breaking the PCB. However, it did break off very cleanly and nothing to worry here. So I also did buy some PE foam from Novelkeys, and I would say it's a relatively good quality set of foam. However, there aren't any cutouts for the switch pins, so a lot of the pins did end up getting bent, but this is a relatively small issue in my opinion. And speaking towards the build quality of this keyboard, it is fantastic. The anodization and the stainless steel is just magnificent. And the stainless steel is indeed a fingerprint magnet, so I would suggest, if you were lucky enough to buy one of these keyboards, or if you're looking off at potentially buying one from the resale market, to wear some gloves when building this keyboard. Another thing to note is that I am only using the top gaskets, which I know there's also options to not use the gaskets or using both gaskets or bottom gaskets, but I just follow the build guide. Now, for what you guys are all waiting for, let's move forward to the typing test. The keyboard today is going to be featuring some lavender switches that are lubed with Krytox 205 grade 0, and I did film them with some gasket films. And then instead of using the aluminum plate included, I ended up purchasing a black FF4 plate from Hypekeyboards. And then I will be doing some sound dampening mods to this keyboard, such as the Ghetto tape mod, and then also including some plate foam and additional dampening case foam made out of Sorbothane. So let's get to it. Now, for the typing experience, I say this keyboard is very solid. It's got a very nice bounce to it and it's not too mushy or too stiff. To move forward with the sound of this keyboard, I do have to say that the keyboard isn't that great on its own and its stock performance, so that's why you'd see me doing so many mods to it, such as the tape mod and adding more foam to this keyboard, which is very common for the 7V actually, and quite a bit surprising. For a keyboard at this price range, you would think and hope that the stock experience would sound a lot better. However, many users didn't really like it, so that's what we have here today. Another option you can do for this keyboard is to go plateless. I haven't done that, but I also didn't feel too comfortable doing that, since that would be a lot of pressure on just the PCB itself, and you could risk the potential of possibly breaking one of these tabs, and you can't really buy these PCBs like anywhere else. As for the build quality, I think it's really nice, and for the price range, it is something to expect. And with these mods done to the keyboard for its sound, it does match its quality in its looks and build quality departments. Now, unfortunately, if you want to purchase a keyboard like this, you're not able to, since this was a group buy keyboard and there's no new news of a second round occurring, but we can have our hopes up for it. However, if you guys really want to buy this keyboard, you can find it on the secondhand market such as Mech Market, but be warned, the prices are insane for this keyboard, and in my opinion, maybe it's not that worth it. But if you can find it under $700, maybe it could be right for you. However, with the scene constantly growing and many keyboard group buys opening up, I do think that other 75% keyboards are a nice, well worth it option to look at. If you guys like this keyboard or have any comments or questions about it, feel free to drop a comment down in the comment section down below. And like always, if you like this video, feel free to like it and possibly subscribe to our channel. And until next time, this is BBT signing out.